Okay, we have two more to practice on here. 7 might be a little hard to do on your own, so if you want to try one more on your own, 6 would probably be the one to do. And I know that's one I put on the test in the past. 7 we should probably do together, so if you want to turn off the video and try 6 on your own first, go for it. So my divisor is negative 5x plus 2. Now we got to check for missing terms, x to the third, x to the second, x to the first, no x. So everything's good. So negative 10x cubed plus 19x squared minus 31x plus 25. So there we go. Everything's taken care of. We're ready for our DMS. We can put that here. And dividing, we have to divide the front term by the front term, so be careful with your signs here. Negative 10x cubed divided by negative 5x would be positive 2x to the first. Oops, I wrote a 2 there. I was doing it in my head already. I was going to say, no, that shouldn't be x to the first. So positive 2x to the second. And then I go up here and I write it above my x squared term. So positive 2x squared. So you can see in the problems, all the like terms are lined up. All the m squareds are lined up. All the m's are lined up. Both problems. So we just keep all the like terms lined up. So division is done for the first time. So we can put our little mark, and then we have to distribute. So a negative times a positive would be negative 10x to the 1 plus 2, 3. And remember, it should be identical to the term in front of it, which it is. And then this is positive 4x squared. So multiplication's done for the first time, so we draw the line, change the sign so that negative becomes positive, that positive becomes negative. And like I said, you really, really want a different color pen or pencil so you know which of the signs is the correct one. Because if these were both written in the same color, how would you know which one to use? Right? So that's why we do it with a different color. So 10 minus 10, 0 as it should be. 19 minus 4 is 15x squared. And then we bring down one term, minus 31x. Next, we check off subtraction, and we don't have to go, oh, what's next? We look here and go, oh, we have a check here, so we're back to the beginning. So first term divided by first term, 15x squared divided by negative 5x. So positive divided by negative is negative 3. 2 minus 1 is x to the first. So that's going to be my next quotient, negative 3x above the x term. So division's done for a second time. Then we bring this over, and remember, when you're distributing, you have to use the sign in front as well. So negative 3x times negative 5x is positive 15x squared. Positive 15x squared, and then negative 6x. So be careful with your signs. One sign wrong, and that just makes the entire problem wrong. So you want to be super careful with your signs. So multiplication's done for the second time. Draw the line, change the signs. Positive becomes negative, negative becomes positive. 15 minus 15's gone. Negative 31 plus 6 would be negative 25x, and then plus 25. So subtraction's done, so we have one more trip through the DMS and we'll be done, and we can see that because we just have one term left. So we have negative 25x divided by negative 5x, front term divided by front term. So that would look like negative 25x divided by negative 5x, and that leaves us with positive 5, because x divided by x is 1. So positive 5, so I go up here and write plus 5. Division's done for the last time. And I just extend this line to distribute, so negative 25x and positive 10. So multiplication's done for the last time. Now we draw the line, change the signs. Negative becomes positive, positive becomes negative. And you can see this time we do have a remainder. And it's 25 minus 10, which is 15. But had you forgotten to change the signs, you would have thought the remainder was 35. So even on the last step, when you draw that line, you still have to change the signs. So this is how we write remainders. So my quotient is 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. And remember on that last page, maybe I can reproduce it here. Remember when we were doing 2 into 9, we went 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. Then we subtract, and I said to write, whoops, off the page, Norris. You guys got to yell at me when I do that. 1 over 2. So we're going to do that same thing, remainder over divisor. So first we have to tell the reader, who's ever looking at this, what the sign is. The sign is plus, and then we do 15 over, so remainder over divisor. So the divisor is negative 5x plus 2. So same process we did here. The remainder went to the numerator and the divisor's denominator. So 15 over negative 5x plus 2. And that is probably the one closest to what you'll see on the test. The remainder, not maybe a missing term. I know there's a missing term either on this or synthetic. I can't remember which division problem, but I know one of them I did put a remainder. Okay, so you're starting to get the hang of it. You see how it's kind of flowing nicely here for a little bit. Okay, so let's try this last one, and then I promise the last 2 pages are actually fun. We're going to switch to a different kind of division, and you're going to be like, why didn't you show us this first? And the reason I don't show it to you first is because the next one we're going to learn doesn't work with every division problem. This one works with every single division problem. But the next one we're going to do, the synthetic division, only works with a little small percentage of the population. So that's why we learn it second. Okay, so our divisors, x squared minus 2. And I see this is a tangled mess. It's not only out of order, there's missing terms or a missing term. So first we have negative 2x to the 5th. I'm sorry this is blurry. I'm trying to make it good with my camera, but my camera doesn't want to focus it very well. Focuses for a minute. Just go. Okay, well, we're going to have to deal with blurry. So negative 2x to the 5th. And look how there's no x to the 4th. So plus 0 x to the 4th. And then we have negative 1x cubed, and I'm going to put the number in front. It just makes it easier when you're adding. And then we have plus 5x squared. This is going to be a long one. And then we have plus 12x. And last but not least, minus 10. And then check through 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, no x. So everything's accounted for, but we did have to put that 1 0 in because it was missing x to the 4th. Okay, let's put our DMS here. Let's get things rolling. So we divide first, so negative 2x to the 5th divided by the front term here, 1x squared. So negative divided by positive is negative 2. 5 minus 2 is x cubed. So we go above our x cubed term and write negative 2x cubed. So this could possibly have 3, 6, 9, 12 steps in this problem. I knew I should have skipped it. No, teasing you. So division's done. Next we multiply. And I've had students go, well, what about the missing term there? We don't really care in the divisor because we're not lining anything up underneath it. So it doesn't matter if there's a missing term there, but here it does. So next we multiply. So a negative times a positive would be negative 2x to the 5th. And here we have a negative times a negative, so positive 4x cubed. So see how there's nothing to go under there, so we'll just skip that. And sometimes that happens with these, and that's because this was missing. When you multiply, it won't be a like term with the first thing, it might skip. Doesn't happen very often, but once in a while it does. So negative times a negative, positive 4x cubed. So then we draw the line, check off multiplication, and we get ready for subtraction, which says change the signs. So we use a different color so we know the signs. So negative 2 plus 2 is 0, which it should be. We don't need to bring down that 0 because that's 0 too. So we have negative 1 and negative 4, which would be negative 5x cubed plus 5x squared. So subtraction's done. Now we're ready to divide again. So we have front term, negative 5x cubed. Excuse me, divided by x squared, 1x squared. So negative divided by positive is negative 5, and that would be x to the 1st. So I put it above its like term, so it'll be negative 5x to the 1st. So because it's missing here, that's why we see some missing there. Wow, I'm having a real hard time here. Okay, so division's done for the second time. So now we have negative 5x to the 3rd and positive 10x. So nothing there. So I'm going to have to bring down this 12x. So that's going to be positive 10x goes underneath it. So they're kind of quirky, the ones with missing terms in the thing, in the divisor, but you just go with the flow. Just make sure you're careful with all your signs and your exponents. So negative 5x to the 3rd, yes, positive 10x. And we put it underneath its like term. So I drew the line, so I changed the sign. So this is gone. 5 minus 5 is 0, so this comes down 5x squared. 12 minus 10 is plus 2x. So subtraction's done for the second time. Now I'm back to the beginning. I better hurry. So 5x squared divided by x squared is 5. So plus 5. And so we get 5x squared minus 10. And I'll stop there. We can start in the next video with this.